All right, what is up, everyone? Today I want to go back to one of my long-term go-to knives. This is the Kubey KB237, also known as the Carve, the Carve. It's nothing special, but it's really a go-to for me. It's $50-ish on Amazon. They range anywhere from like 45 to 55, depending on color, configuration. You can get it with a coated blade. You can get it with a satin blade. You can get it with the black G10, blue, green. There's several different variations. And I love it for a couple of real specific reasons. Well, it's my go-to for two specific reasons. I like it for a lot of reasons. The action on it is great. You almost can't misfire it, unless you're pointing it straight up and give it just a little bit of flip. Yeah, it might fail. But generally speaking, just a light amount of pressure and it's going to open. I love the Tonto blade because right here at that apex is so very useful for opening boxes, for not going too deep as you open boxes, really getting that fine, detailed cut that you need. There's just a lot of great things about this. And I've done full videos on it. I've talked about it quite a bit. But the two main go-to reasons, or the two scenarios, if you will, that I think this is really my go-to, is one, when somebody says, "Hey, Dirk, you're the knife guy, right?" I don't know, sort of, kind of, maybe. I have a few knives and I talk about them a lot. And they say, "I have no idea what to get, but I want to start carrying a knife." This is my first very go-to option. I like a Tonto blade. If you don't like a Tonto blade, there are other great Kubeys that have drop point blades and whatnot. You can see this one's got some wear on it because I've used it quite a bit. And it's in that $50 price range. So somebody brand new getting into the hobby, this is a great option, in my opinion. Big enough finger choil so you can choke up on it. Nice, just bent steel clip. So it's going to work in most any of your jeans, whether they're tight pockets, thick pockets or whatnot. There's just a lot of spring. So it's always going to work in your pant pocket from a suit pocket or basketball short pocket, all the way up to, big, thick, heavy Carhartts or 511 tactical jeans and things like that. This is going to work really good in. So I think it's a great option. I'm going to put a link down below to Amazon if anybody's interested. I am not a knife sales guy. That's not the point of this channel at all. And it's certainly not the point of this video. Okay. But that is one of my main go-to reasons and uses for this knife, is to recommend it to new people getting into the hobby. The second go-to scenario or situation is if I am going out somewhere and I'm not sure of the environment that I'm going. I'm going to go to a comedy show downtown in Napa where I live at the Uptown Theater. And I don't know if they're going to metal detect people. I don't know if, you got to walk through metal detectors. I don't know if they're going to pat people down. I don't know what the situation is. I'm going to probably take my $50 knife as opposed to a, custom $2,000 knife. So when you aren't sure of where you're going, what environment it's going to be, is it a concert? Is it a show? Is it a sporting event? Is it at the local high school? Could there be security stuff there? Are they going to check you? Things like that. That's a great place to take a $50 knife over even a $500 knife, a $5,000 knife, whatever your price range of knives that you own. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you know I own from $10,000 I was going to start at $10 through $10,000. So yeah, I own knives in that entire range of prices. And I would hate to have a $5,000 or plus $1,000 knife confiscated at security checkpoint. And maybe you don't have time to run back to your car. Maybe you don't have a place to stash it outside the event, things like that. That's where something in the $30, $40, $50 price range comes in really handy. Now, you're not always going to know if you're headed into one of those type of situations or not. And yes, I have ran back to my car a number of times when I've gotten in line and realized that you have to go through a metal detector. So, your mileage may vary, as they say, right? But those are the two main reasons this is my go-to knife. So I just thought I would share that. It popped in my head as maybe a good topic. We'll see if anybody watches the video. Let me know down below. How do you handle those situations where you get into and you realize up in front of you is a metal detector you got to go through, and you have some sort of tool on you that you know is going to be a problem when you get there? I'm not talking about TSA. If you're that dumb to carry something through security screening at an airport, well, then that's your fault. Okay. But you show up at a baseball game, you show up at a concert, you show up at something like that. What do you do? I would love to hear your comments down below.